everybody out there in YouTube land. Rockin' Dave, North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in. Just doing a really quick little experiment here on the Hughes and Kettner with the Digitech. So, the guitar sound is the Hughes and Kettner with the gain like at 10 o'clock, and then I'm just adding in the bass. And then the drums is also with the Digitech. So, anyways, again, thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is doing great this Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I'd like to thank Guitar Hack for having me on was it Tuesday. Yeah. And we'll pick up kind of where we left off there, because now I didn't want to miss the Guitar Hack. Or, hey, how's it going? Hidden Walters, how are you doing, my friend? Christopher Miller, Groovy Groovy, what's happening? Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. Really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And again, hope all is well out there. So what I did is I dug out my old MXR, not MXR, my old DOD phase stereo phaser. And what I'm going to do probably on Monday, I'm going to do a full-blown demo video where I'm going to have the camera just right on the pedals. But basically, this is what the DOD pedal looks like. Let me just unplug it. It's an old stereo phaser. I don't know if you can see that. Like a charcoal gray. I got this in the early 1990s. Still USA made. One input. There's your double output. How would you use? Let's see. Okay, let me check out. I'm gonna start reading some of these chats, because I get going and sometimes I forget, my friends, and I don't like doing that. I don't ever want people to think I'm rude. And if no. But basically what I'm doing right there is splitting my signal with a guitar. The guitar sound is straight Hughes and Kettner. The bass and drums is the Digitech. So, let's see what happens. Let's see. Oh, things are going well, Christopher. It's, the hurricane bypassed us. We're in Southwest Florida. Last year was Hurricane Irma that basically, almost took everybody out. But Hurricane Michael hit the Panhandle, and I'm just hoping that my cousin's all right, because my cousins Lorraine and Danny and Mickey live in Lynn Haven, Florida, and supposedly the eye of storm went through Lynn Haven. But I think they might, I just can't get in touch with them right now because service down there or up there is a little bit rough. So I'm just hoping and praying that they're all right. But anyways, down here everything is all right. Let's see. I've cut link ways. Mobile. Okay, nice. Yeah. How would you use a whammy bar? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, if you're doing this with a bass sound, there are some bass guitars that did come out with whammy bars. Now, I got the amp turned down, so we just got bass. Let's see. Sorry, we just got bass. Okay. So, I don't know if you can hear that, guys. Now, the bass is all clean toned, so if you have headphones on, I think you'd be able to hear that. Mr. Bruce, what is happening, my friend? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. But you see how deep that sounds? And that is right from the Digitech RP360. You'll have that same bass patch in the guys, we're still the remnants of the storm down here, so it might freeze up a little bit. But what I was saying, you also have that same bass patch in the RP355. You might have it in the RP350 as well. Okay, so maybe some of the Digitech effects do not sound as authentic as maybe some of the other ones, units out there. But for the convenience sake, if you're a creative musician, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. For me to give this up to grab something more expensive just to get an amp, I'll just buy the amp. You know what I mean? Although I will say this, one of the best demos I've seen on the Helix was JJ's House of Jams. And I know there's a lot of other great videos out there. I'm not knocking them, but what I like about JJ House of Jams is that he used a Zoom Q3 camera, so it's as raw as you could get, and it verifies exactly what that thing sounds like. So he did a great job. He would really be convincing about buying something like that. Now, at the same time, a good YouTube friend of ours out there, Jim Dietrich, has the Pod HD 500 XD, I think it is, yeah. And he gets some good sounds out of that. And something with my glasses. Ola Engel did a video on the metal sounds on that Pod HD 500, but then he also went into the other sounds it could do. And there's some really cool synth type of sounds that unit can do that would be useful. Plus, with the Pod HD 500, you could, let's say, have two different amplifiers, one amp here and one amp there, and it could be a Boogie, a Marshall, or a Fender and a Marshall, or a Peavey and a Boogie, whatever combination. So that's really cool. And plus, you could, like the Helix, you could take your effects and rearrange them anywhere in the chain. Well, you could do the exact same thing with the RP360. I have also the RP500. You can't do that with that. But the 360, you could relocate all your effects, which I think is great. I should plug this into my bass amp. Yeah, try it, man. You know what the best thing to do is experimenting with sound. That's what it's really all about. Let's see. I think Jim Geach was saying before he uses the 500X. Oh, you sold him your 500X a month ago. Oh, nice. Groovy Gooly, nice. Yeah. Hey, Jim Dietrich's got some really cool stuff, man. Him and his son Alex, they put up these videos of him just jamming. And I took one of his songs, Days of Summer, added a bass line to it, and used it at one of my live gigs. Holden Walters, hello again, my friend. What is happening? So, okay, now this is the split signal. So, this is combination Hughes and Kettner and the bass pattern on the Digitech. Now, I do have this just on a crunch. So, here is the clean channel. And it's not too bad. Okay, now I'm going to bring up my gain at 3 o'clock. Now here's just using Kettner. I know Shane in the Blues is in at GitCon, and I watched a video of him playing an Ibanez jazz box guitar, but the thing looked and sounded great. And I'm looking at the video, and I'm looking at the amp he's plugged in, and I typed in and I asked him if that was the Edition Blue, and he sent me back a message. He says, yeah, he said he's going to do a review on it, and I'll do a review on what I have, I might do mine on Monday, but I'll also mention to people to check out his, because I don't want him to think that this is a battle of demo reviews, because I respect the guy. Been watching his channel for a long, long time, and I never want people to think that I'm, challenging them or anything like that. No, I've had this amp for a very long time, and I get people asking me how it sounds and what it sounds like and that, and it is a closed back cabinet, so I'll show all that. But yeah, check out what he's going to be doing as well, because we have two different styles, and even our bluesy style is two different styles as well. And being from Chicago, I really don't understand why people think that all Chicago blues is this. When there's a lot of groove, Chicago groove styles, jazzy and that. So I'll tell you what, the last video I just posted up, I think I posted up yesterday. I recorded yesterday at my gig at La Corte Bistro here in Cape Coral, Florida. And I titled it, I think I titled it In the End. It just has this really nice groovy thing going on. And that's kind of like the jazzy blues style that I've been into, that we had in Chicago, that was always, it worked great. I mean, as far as people liking that style, they loved it, but it never really got the recognition as this, It always seems to be based off of that type of blues. So, anyways. But, so yeah, I've had this question asked quite often. Where do I get my energy from? And even Guitar Hack asked me that. My vocalist, he asked me that. He said to me, he goes, Dave, even, sometimes we don't have a big crowd, yet you still have this energy. Where do you get this from? And, well, I guess I've always been hyper when I was younger, and I used to drink a lot of coffee. It's coffee, cappuccino. But anyways, the reality is I just absolutely love what I do. And I just have such a passion for it. And I think, if you have a passion for something, people are going to sense that. And you're not going to please everybody all the time, but that's not the purpose of it. It's if you like something, you're going to be into it. And that's really where that comes from. And this kind of can open doors for people out there who are, maybe it's their first time gigging, especially their first time gigging. Because it could be very nerve-wracking. It could be very nerve-wracking. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, my advice, and you take it with a grain of salt, is kind of create your own atmosphere, if this makes sense. Don't worry about people not liking you. If if a person goes out there and they're playing in their first gig, and well, one thing here, let me backtrack. The best thing to do really is get involved in open mics. So your open mic will be essentially your first gig, because you are performing in front of people and you're taking part of your gear out. So it would be really your first gig because it's outside of your house, right? Outside of your comfort zone, in front of people you don't know. This is the best way to do this. And plan on them not liking you. And I know this might sound very negative, and it's not trying to sound negative, but what it is, it's gonna prepare you for people that not gonna like you. So you're gonna already be able to expect getting insults, and trust me, you would be surprised how much positive feedback you will actually get. Because one thing about doing open mics is a lot of people are in the same stages, as well as, seasoned veterans go out to open mics. Good seasoned veterans never put down people that are starting out. Never. But you'll be real surprised at the amount of positive feedback you'll get. Let's see. Arvin Garnt, how are you, my friend? I really appreciate you guys. I haven't played guitar in over a week. So bummed about that. Oh yeah, groovy gooly. I'll tell you what, man. When we go anywhere, I always bring the guitar with me. Let's see. About a week ago, we went to our friend's house. We watched one of the football games down here. And, being the Howard Cosell guy that I am, I didn't know exactly who was playing who. But I brought my guitar. Sat and picked a little bit. I said, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll be the halftime entertainment. No amp, nothing. Just the guitar, So I was able to keep up with my chops, But it can be tough. I know. I've been in situations like that. You got a new sub? Yeah. Hey, this is always great to sub to each other, See. Let's see. Making a living with your guitar is awesome. Yeah, Tim, it is a lot of fun. It's such a blessing, and but you have to be careful with spending your money, guys. You really do, because it is such a fluctuating income. It's it's just the way that it is. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with people supplementing their income. We're doing it right now down here. We've been 100% on our music for a long time, my friends, and that means not living with mom and dad, not having a side job. That means Deb not having a side job. That means 100% all our income coming from the music. And I know there's people out there that they might say, okay, well, if you have a job, a separate job or a separate career, it could distract you from your, creative vibes and your creative thoughts and, your opportunities. You know, I don't ever want to disrespect anybody out there, but I could tell when someone is getting new into this, and maybe at that moment in their life and their career, things are always going up, and they're getting gigs, and it's just such an exciting time. It really is, and God bless them. But I always give this advice: save that money. I'm not saying buy the cheap guitar. You really do what you want, but my advice is really watch what you spend, because there's so many new people coming out every month, and it doesn't matter how good you are. It's just the flavor of the day. People's attention spans these days are so short, and back in the old days, we didn't have electronic devices and things to distract our attention. It was really cool to go out to see a band play and look at the drum set, look at the Marshall stacks or the Fender amps, or whatever was out there, and they got the bass player, maybe you have a gonga player, maybe you have a horn section, or if it's a metal band, you got two lead guitars. All this was exciting. It was like going to the classic car shows that we go to now and looking at all the classic stuff, which hopefully that type of a gig will bring back. Remember back in the days when we looked at all these bands, that was so cool. But it's a different generation now. So in this environment, you have to be smart, and you have to back it up with money, because if I knew back then what I know now, I could have saved myself a lot of heartache and headaches. You know what I mean? But I mean, I never want to deter anyone from trying to make a living as a musician. It's a great life. You get to travel, but honestly, it's about taking as many gigs as you can. And if you could do this with your music, meaning you don't have to play covers, and that was the situation we were in. People would hire me out because I did the flamenco and the jazzy stuff, and then I'd sneak in a rock song and a metal song. And depending on what the setting was, if it had to be all elegant, well, then I'd do it on a nylon string guitar. Kind of like what you see Rodrigo y Gabriela, the guitar duo out there doing. And we're back live again. So, and I'm gonna be making sure that I don't miss people's questions now. But that one with, making a living as a musician, it really is. It's an awesome feeling. We all our road shows, we self-funded them, came 100% out of our pockets. And if I'm not mistaken, over the years, now this is over the years collectively, over quite a few years, since my wife started tracking everything from down to the last cent, what we were making. With those years collectively, it was over six figures. And I've had people ask me, well, how do you do that without even being signed to a record label or this or that? There's nothing wrong with waiting to get signed to a record label or waiting to go on this tour. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's very exciting, but at the same time, in the process of waiting, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing all these other side gigs, whether it be private parties, private house gigs. We played in a lot of these mansions that we get hired. One of the gigs we did was the owner of the Indiana Colts. I didn't even know I was talking with the owner. He comes up to me, he's complimenting me. Of course, I'm all dressed up. and showing the gentleman respect and respecting the place I'm at, and it was for a fundraiser, and he complimented my playing, and I complimented how nice the event is, how nice everybody is, and I feel so honored being here to help raise money. And okay, young man, you have a good day. All right, thank you, sir. You too now. And he walks away, and then a few minutes later, another guy comes up to me and says, "He's a nice guy, isn't he?" I go, "Yeah, he's a real nice guy. Do you know who that is?" He says, "No." He says, "That's the owner of the Indiana Colts." I'm like, "Whoa." So you meet all these people in situations, or at least I have, that I never thought I would ever meet these people. And to me, it was always the dream as a younger kid, being on the big stage with the lights and the foggers, and now we have the lights and foggers in our porch, our lanai, because the whole platform, the whole music platform has changed. So basically what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with waiting for that big break, but at the same time where you're waiting, if on the sidelines here you get these opportunities to take these gigs, go ahead and take them. Because there's one thing that's guaranteed. You might wait a lifetime for a phone call that will never come in. It might come in, it might not. But there's one guarantee: time will pass by. And if you wait, you'll see your life pass by. And I never want to be the type of person that looks back on my life and says, "I wonder what would have happened if I gave it a shot doing it this way." Or I wonder what would happen, while I'm waiting for that phone call to come in. I wonder what would happen if I did it this way. And because what my wife and I, we've done it this way, we actually created more opportunities than what those people could have created for us. And it's not saying anything bad about them. And maybe in this environment, people want to see a little bit of motivation out there. I don't know. But it worked for us. It definitely worked for us. So happy Saturday to all, like watching you. Oh, I appreciate it, Mark. Mark O's images. I really appreciate it. And, when I share these experiences, it's not to say to show off my, like when I did the opening. Oh, and this is an opening. And, that's all that really is. Um, but when I say the things I say, it's not to come off to be rude or negative. It's just to forewarn people out there that there is a lot of good people out there. Don't get me wrong. There really is. But you do have the snakes out there, and you got to be careful, because I've seen people lose thousands of dollars, lose their home, and then people commit suicide. You get so depressed they commit suicide over this. When if they would have just, taken control, they could have avoided, the depression, and then start to do things on their own and start to say, "Hey, this is actually all right because I'm doing what I want and I'm able to make, a decent living with it." And until that phone call comes, or if it never comes, that's fine, because now I'm experiencing something and I'm in control. I don't have to really look over my shoulders or ask a person, how much is in the account, or what do we have here, where are we going. Sometimes that's tough. Okay. See, I was in the oh, Groovy couldn't bring guitar. Oh yeah, or Xbox. Well, Groovy, I hope you're all right, man. See, here's another thing. As we get older, or even if we're not older, some people have health issues that's hereditary, and that's why you got to really, be careful. Matter of fact, earlier today we got our blood, drawn, at the doctor. Just for routine, physical. We want to make sure all our levels are fine, our cholesterol's not high, because, I'm approaching my mid-50s, and I have a lot of energy. I love what I do, but it doesn't change the fact that I am the age that I am. So the fact of the matter is, I have to start watching things, and this is, preventative maintenance. So that's why. So I really hope that everything is all right with you, because that's really tough. You got our thoughts and prayers with you, man. I want you to get better. I did, 120 or 122. Let's see. Yeah, it's good when people have really good positive outlooks because you know what they say: the best cure, the best medicine is laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. You know, positive outlook is always good. You know, Simon Williams, what is happening, my friend? Just dropped in to say hi. Hope you're all doing good. Enjoy your. Oh, really? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Guitar Hack. You know, when he did his Thursday chat, he had some interesting things when he was talking about getting the gigs, and he's right that there's in certain areas things can be a little different, you know, depending on the area you live in, you know, but in a way it's still kind of all the same. And you never want to burn bridges, you never want to, you know, piss people off, but at the same time, when they play those games, I would step right over their foot because you know our experience has been the name of the game is, you know, how much money do you have and how much money could you invest and could you know, turn a profit as far as that's concerned. But I always, when I hunt down for the gigs down here, I always, you know, just yesterday, two places I went to talk to. Let's see, the deck, and then it was another, like AMVETS 41 for our veterans, American Legions, which was real nice, you know. And I always approach them with, you know, here's our business card. We work with your budget, and you know, we play a variety of music. And you know, if you have any openings, you know, we'd be interested and honored to play at your place. And you know, ask where the musicians set up and that. I don't go in there like I own the joint or anything like that. That's, you know, let's see. Yeah, yeah, and like a Guitar Hack was saying that you don't want to, you know, burn the bridges with some of the booking agents. Now there are some really good booking agents, you know, because they're experiencing, you know, this decline in the live scene. But at the same time, then you get the ones that you got to kind of walk away from, and you know, you talk with the owners, and then there's a lot of times that they've back in Illinois, I didn't get the gig at this club. The next, you know, I'm hired out, and guess where I'm playing? At the same club that they wouldn't give me the gig, and I wind up there anyway. And then the manager or the booking agent, well, how'd you get the gig? Well, it wasn't through you because you're playing games, you know. Talk with the owner. The owner signs that paycheck. It's up to the owner, you know. And if not, you see, I respect people when they're honest. Dave, that kind of music wouldn't go over well here, and you know, we'd like to have for a band because all of our patrons, they want to see a full band or they want singing and that. And then I could verify that when I talk to the people that's sitting right there. And yeah, we're not into the one-man band thing or the backing tracks or the looping. You know, you sound good, but we're just not into that. Well, see, those people are being honest. I've got nothing bad to say about them because they're being, you know, flat out, you know, honest right from the get-go. But it's the ones that they string you out and all that, and that's why I was saying, you know what, forget that. Besides, there's so much going on YouTube that I was doing a quick back and forth, leaving, you know, comments on Guitar Girl's her videos on her channel, and she's making great progress, and the guitar is coming along great. And you know, she made an interesting comment. She goes, "Yeah, I could do a concert in my house for 300 plus people while I do laundry and dishes and that." And she's absolutely right. And you know what? Anyone that puts videos up on YouTube of them performing, it is a performance. It really is a performance because you're playing. You know, you're not, you know, here's where a lot of people are smart. They don't have to take their gear out from point A to point B and drive, and then, you know, wear and tear on the gig, on the gear, and then you're tired at the gig because you had to drive far and, you know, whatnot. And then you're being constantly moved around in different places and that. It's and then for the bars, you know, if you get people come in with the beer and it's spilling on your effect pedal and everything fries because, dude, you sounded cool. Oh, sorry, dude. You know, it's I've had that happen a couple of times, but luckily I didn't get my gear damaged, but got all stained. Well, we did get one. One of our boards blew out. Yeah, a lady, she spilled her drink on our one of our mixing boards. Thank God we had the powered PA speakers, because and she apologized for it. But see, I'm sorry, it doesn't pay for the board, you know. So let's see. But another thing that Guitar Hack, when he was interviewing Johnny Bean, And Johnny Bean, when he said that, he's got some of his music out there in movies and that. Um, yeah, he's not making stuff up, because some people might say, oh well, could you name a movie? You can't name a movie. Then they start thinking he's making stuff up. No, he is being legit, because there are these companies that they lease out your music. So you send it to one company, and then it might go to 10 other companies, and they might use a portion of your song, or part of a chord progression, or they might, if they use your whole song, then most likely they'll get in touch with you, and either they'll get in touch with you, or you work all that right from the get-go. But, so yeah, that was really interesting that he was able to do that. But again, when I explain the things that I explain, it's not to say that I'm not a big shot at all. I'm just sharing my experiences so that people can have verification of what I say is true. Because if a person cannot back up the things they say, it's kind of hard to take them seriously. Then it becomes story time, and there's nothing wrong with story time. I haven't got. Let's see. I'm recovering. Let's see, and resting. Okay, so okay, an 8 stint. I'm still in this. Yeah, groovy, groovy. I know that. That is really tough. And again, we hope your health improves, man. It's yeah. I tell you what, it's really tough when people start losing their health. And one of the series of gigs that we would do was at senior centers, and we would actually go to the place, play, and man, you get some of these people in wheelchairs, and not all of them were old. You have a lot of them that were in a recovery, from let's say a car accident. So you have some young people in there, but I played for some people that I would wonder that the next time I come around to this place, will that person still be alive? And it's really tough, because what do you say? I don't like to I don't like to put religion so much on people. It's just something personal, but I really think basically that's where your spiritual conscience really, that's where your spiritual health needs to be, in order there, because it is tough. There's nothing worse than going to a place and people are terminally ill, and you say, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Then that's kind of insulting those people in a way. So I always watch what I say with something like that, because that's a tough one. But again, we hope that you get better, Groovy Groovy, and that's real important. Oh, let's see. Fleeting visit tonight. Leaving in 5 for a quiz right now. Okay. Mr. Terry, how are you doing, my friend? Terry GG&G. Thank you for the comment on the video that I put up. I'll go over that song in a little bit here. The video I put up yesterday was the second time I played that, and I literally just made it up right on the spot. The first one I recorded, I didn't post it up because I wasn't so happy with the melody. And then the second time, as I was playing around with it, I figured, I'm going to go ahead and hit record on my phone and just see what comes out. And then, in a way, I'm kind of staying in the safety zone there, because I didn't want any bad clinkers and clunkers, because it happens to all of us. But there was something with the melody there that I started thinking, all right, I'm not going to do the shred thing. I just wanted the emotional thing. And it came out pretty decent. I was really, really happy with that. Yeah, and Terry, what I like about what you do, man, you take your nice Gibson SG, or I think you got the Schecter guitar too, and that I think you have a 40-watt PV Viper amp, and you get a great sound out of that thing, man. And it's proven once again you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on stuff, unless you want to. Again, all that stuff is all good out there, Let's see. I'm on Sirius for a week or so. Oh, okay. Chillax. Yeah, Simon Williams. Yep. Couldn't play, or let's see, I couldn't agree more, Dave. In June and July, I played guitar in Fame and Joseph. Not quite sing, but why not? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I had so many of my friends back in Illinois would bypass these gigs because they would be considered the little gigs. You know, they're waiting for the big festivals that don't pay anything. You know, I think we did one festival that actually paid us, and we made pretty good money. You know, but then all the other festivals is like little to $0. But it is fun, and you will meet people. And this is like, you know, where you split it down the middle there. If you want to make money with this in conjunction with having fun, this is where you got to kind of also think business wise too, because you know that's why I tell people don't quit your job if you have to have a secondary job, even if it's not in music, because you know music, as much as we love it and it is a big part of our lives, and it's all part of our lives, you know, when you compare it to the needs in life, it's not a need, it's a want, you know. And when you do any type of work that is a need, you will always have that income coming in. And this way, you could fund and support your music, and then go out there and do it your way, the way you want to, you know. So, yeah, never sell your publishing, Simon Williams. Yeah, got to be very, very careful with that one. All right, Simon Williams, you take care, man. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. You have a great day, buddy. Dale Palmer, how are you? Yeah, that is good advice he had. Yellow Ocean's original songs. Thank you for joining. Love your stuff, man. And just the title alone, original songs. This is what's needed, you know. Oh, well, thank you, Groovy Groovy. I appreciate it, man. That musical theater sound. That musical theater music sounds really hard to play. Yeah, there is lots of twists and turns they haven't garnered. A lot of twists and turns. You know what's also really interesting? Now, it's been a while since we've been to one, but when we were at one, this is years and years and years ago. Oh, I mean, this had to been maybe 1985, 86. My sister and my niece, we went to one of the circuses, and we're sitting way up in the balcony area. And the first thing I noticed, the area we're watching, I got perfect view of the band. So everyone's doing all these acrobats and all these tricks, but I'm watching the band, and the thing that caught my eye was on how fast the band would have to switch styles and sound to fit what the scenery was. And maybe that was one of the things that helped me, and I didn't realize this. Maybe I'm not really until I'm now mentioning this. When I played at the Bristol Renaissance Fair up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I was like the street performer, you know, the busker, which was really a good gig because I had all these other gigs. So since I was not dedicated to a stage gig, then I could go and do my other regular gigs. But if you're dedicated as a stage show, and if you got outside gigs, no matter how much they're paying, sorry, it's either this or that, you know. Now you kind of screw yourself a little bit there. If you want to do other gigs. But what I would get is I'd have my guitar and no amplification. Only one time I brought my amp and I had to put it in a sackcloth because they wanted everything authentic. But so I'm playing away, and I noticed this all the years Deb and I would go to the Renaissance Fair. They would always have street scenes. In other words, they had all the streets. You'd walk down. Everyone's dressed up in costume, and you walk down, and all of a sudden, here comes a group of people, and right in front of you, they're acting out a scene. You know. So what I started doing is I started playing melodies to fit to that scene, and part of that also comes from when I was a kid. I used to actually listen to full album motion picture soundtrack, and a lot of it was all classical music. And the thing is, with that type of music, you got sound and you have a vision. So the music is trying to portray what's going on the screen. So at the Ren Fair, I would try to mimic all the stuff that I grew up listening to and try to play the music to a scene. And I started to getting people requesting me. They actually look for me where I was at, and they say, Dave, come over here. We got a scene coming up in about 10 minutes. We're going to do a fight scene. Do you mind coming and playing something? So I would. And play like something adventurous. I try to keep it in the theme of Renaissance. But then we'd also have the people who come up and they were dressed in black. They were kind of like I don't know, kind of like, in the Lord of the Rings, we had all those people dressed in black, like those, I forget what they were called. But it was like a real eerie scene. So they're marching down this one path. So to match what I saw, this is what I was doing for that type of a scene. I was doing something like this, and it's kind of an eerie chord progression. It's nothing really super hard, but it would be something like this. And I'll just play that over and over and add other melodies to it. And they started liking it because it was matching how they were walking down the path. So then all the other actors would catch on this, and then they started to see that because I don't sing, I can't sing, so I got to do something, right? So I got to pull all kind of tricks out of my hats, And so they started asking me, could you come over here and play for a little bit? Could you come over here and play a little bit? Could you do this? Could you do that? And that was interesting when you're able to do stuff like that, and it all comes from anyone out there, you guys could learn how to do this real simple just by watching TV and try to make up something to a scene. Turn down the sound and then try, if you could tell if it's a sad scene or an adventurous scene or something like that, a love scene or an eerie scene, and try to play something on your guitar that matches that. And that's kind of basically the first, and I think the most important aspects of developing how to create what would be motion picture soundtrack or live play soundtrack, because that's basically what it is. I know I went on long enough on that one. Oh man, suave train wreck. My upper back hurts, feels bad. Oh man, guys, I am so sorry about this. Hey, Mr. Simon Williams, you guys got any gigs? Dragon model, what's happening? You know what they call this? Dragon Eye Burst. This little guitar is just, man, it's such a workhorse. Such a workhorse, Live and kicking beats. Yep. Sorry, guys. Oh, Mr. Guitar Hack, just pop in and say hello. I'm at work today. Cheers, Guitar Hack. I'm probably like, like your chats here, your comments here, and I'm like way down here, and I gotta come back up, and I apologize about that, my friend. I really appreciate you having me on. American Devil, what is happening? Love your new stuff, and I really appreciate you give me the permission to play your stuff at my gigs and that, and I make that offer to everybody. I don't care if you're male, female, black or white. If you play 2 years, 2 months, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. The reason why I do this is because I like people to be able to get that opportunity, because we have it right now, And I remember all the years of having doors slammed in my face and things of that nature, and and I don't want to go off on tangents on that, but but it's tough, So yeah, American Devil, I love your stuff, and there's to be more that from you guys. I'll be posting up and playing at the live gigs, and I do get people asking me, "Hey, that song you played, that was pretty cool. Who was that? That sounded like Joe Satriani." No, it wasn't Joe Satriani. Who was it? American Devil, or Jim Dietrich, or Joe Winch from the Joe Winch Project. Joe Winch is a great guy, man. So everyone subscribe to his channel as well. Dave, not to mention the smaller things can lead to networking. Absolutely. Terry GG's and G, yeah, which then can lead to those larger things. Some people don't realize that. You're absolutely right. Terry, you nailed it, man. Absolutely right. So you see, it is kind of tough when you go out to sell yourself, because another thing, and I forgot to mention this to Guitar Hack on his when he had me on his hangouts. We're not just musicians, it's like we're salesmen, because we got to sell ourselves. And Deb, she was been very good at getting all the gigs throughout all the years. Oh my God, she got me the gig over for at NATO in Belgium, and over in Ireland, and in Canada. you know. And I'm not, it's again, this is just to give her credit, and not to say we're better. I'm not better than anybody, but it's these experiences that we've had, and hopefully it could help others out there in conjunction with all the other experiences that everyone else has out there. If you put it in one big melting pot and you start picking and choosing what advice you'd like to take, go ahead and do that, because that's the whole idea of it. To me, bragging is when someone's, they all do. It's I this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that, and maybe they are. I don't know, but if a person can't learn anything from it, it's kind of like bragging rights. And I'm trying to be careful what I say, because I don't want anyone to feel that. Let's see. Yeah, there's more. I'll have more songs on the way. And I know you could have more songs in a way. And it's gonna be a combination of more of still the rock and metal, but also with the jazzy and the fusion stuff. Because when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I did that shift. I got so very heavily into the jazz fusion thing. And again, it was from the area that I lived in Chicago. We had the blues and the jazz clubs, so you kind of become a product of your environment. And then out in the suburbs of Chicago, we had the Thirsty Whale. We had what was that other place? We had Thirsty Whale, the Iron Rail, on Grand Avenue. I forget what it's called now. Grand Illusions. That's what it's called. And then Smiley Coogan's, and there's a whole bunch of places. Fitzgerald's. It's not really a rock and metal club, but we had a lot of places, man. Waking up at that bar is always fun. I know what you mean, man. Oh, but sometimes they wake up, sometimes they don't. But I'll tell you what, when people do come up to me and they ask me about the songs that I play that are not the covers, this is the proof in the performance, or the proof in the pudding. What people might say is that playing the covers help, but if you play well, people are going to start to notice this, and you're never going to please everybody all the time. You please some of the people some of the time, but not everybody all the time. And it doesn't matter what you do. So never take any of that personal. But you'd be surprised how people will take to original music, as opposed to what some people say. Well, not everybody likes it, and they are right. They're partially right. The other part is there are people that do like it because they're just so sick and tired of hearing the same songs. Plus, there is a battle going out there with the covers, and we do have to get those performance rights, because they can come after us. And I was just talking with a guy last night that he has a friend that plays in a local band. He just does it for fun, and he was saying about his friend. There's a guy that he knows that he works for a company that they go out and try to recoup money loss, from the like from BMI, just BMI, ASCAP, and I know there's another organization. And he mentioned, I think there's four of them. The one I don't think I've ever heard of, but they're all coming out and everyone's losing money, so they're all trying to recoup money, and Let's see. Something tells me I'm. Let's see. I'm missing something here. Spilled drinks goes with the territory when playing at the bars. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh. Oh, they have a heart. They have 97. I'm sorry to hear that, Groovy Groovy. Hopefully things will get better for you. And my cat, one of my little kitties, is now he's chewing on the cord. See, sorry about that, guys. You don't see my head right into the camera. Yeah, everyone will always be we appreciate everyone. Mr. R2R3, Locking Nut, Chicago buddy, you got there. Sonia, what's happening? Hey, you know what? No matter where you leave, you'll always be who you are, right? Yeah. Zach Dong, how you doing, my friend? And again, I apologize for being late, trying to catch up with the chats. Let's see if I can catch up. Yeah. Yep. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I think that's great. Yeah, when things get more evolved for me, I could do a lot more on the laptop. I'll be able to return all the the hangouts and everything and start interviewing all you guys. But what I'll do it in a way where it's not going to burn it out because I don't want to. That's what I don't want to do, and I'll be respectful for people's time. Because I think that's important. But yeah, it's like again when people ask me about my energy, it's just that it's just I have a passion for playing. Sonia, you were on TK channel. Yeah, yeah, Tone King. Yeah, he's a great guy, man. One of these days we're all gonna meet up with each other. Your Ivans has a cool. Yeah, thank you, Dale. It's you know what? It's now you can get this at Guitar Center for $350, and it's so comfortable to play, man. And I like the finish. Everything is 100% stock except my strap locks. I just put my own little versions. Oh, but so this is how I get my little jazzy tone. And let's see. Again, well, thank you so much, American Devil. I really appreciate that. Because again, I like to feature people's music out there. Let's see. I mean that. Let's see. Trying to make a living as a musician these days. Yeah. See, this is where it's tough, Dale. It is tough as it ever has been since. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the DUI crackdown. Absolutely, boy. That and the smoking ban, boy. That really did make a big impact on people wanting to go out. Plus, they have other alternatives. Plus, this is some of the house gigs we used to get. People would hire us to play at their house, and they could sit there, and drink, and they don't have to worry. We did 2 gigs at this guy's house back in Illinois, and his basement had a 15-foot ceiling. So what they did, they lived in an unincorporated area, so he could dig extra deep in his basement. So he had a nice wine cellar, a nice long table that seated 10, and another area, entertainment center, and then he had a built-in stage, and that's where I was set up to play. And he said, yeah, no more my friends have to go up to Penny Road Pub or this place or that place and worry about the cops. They come here. And it was a nice big house. If they had too much to drink, they could crash. And, the next day they'll be all right. Oh, Sonia, you're making some videos too with that trio. Yeah, I tell you what, that little Trio Plus is a pretty cool pedal. That one in conjunction with the strum, the S drum, which I'll be doing some more videos with that and combined in them, so you guys could see and how you hook up the foot switch and that. So let's see, Dave, did you watch any of the GitCon videos? I did, Zach. I did. There was some of them I watched. One of them was Shane when he was showing the Tone King some blues licks, and he's playing the jazz guitar, the Ibanez jazz guitar, and he's plugged into the exact same amp that I got right here, the Hughes and Kettner Edition Blue. And yeah, Shane, he left a message on my channel. Says, yeah, he likes the way it sounds, and he's gonna do a video. And I kind of want to hold off because I want to show him respect. But if I do post a video up sooner, I will definitely make mention to please check his video out as well, because I never want to disrespect anybody, because I like everybody out there. All you guys rock. To me, you guys are the new star. Scotty G has the Beat Buddy too. Yeah, he did a video recently playing with it. Nice short video. The Beat Buddy, what's nice with that is that you already have these programs in there. It's just playing to those programs. So with a good combination, if you could afford it, is the Beat Buddy in conjunction with the Trio or the S Drum, because the Beat Buddy will have these, I don't want to say they'll have solid beats in there, but you don't have to worry about something going off timing. You know what I mean? Now, if you want something that's gonna play off of what you are doing, the Trio pedal and the S Drum, definitely. So when you can combine them, man, it really sounds great. Let's see. Yeah, my. Yeah, oh, okay, yeah, R2, R3. So Smiley Coogan's is still up and going. Smiley Coogan's, let's see. So yeah, Smiley Coogan's, Scott Davidson used to do the bookings there from Rebel Radio. And me and Scott, I was going to join his band, Judas Rising, I think it was. And then our schedules got all mixed up, and I just started getting all this more and more work, and it just wasn't going to work out, It would have been really cool, though. I'll tell you that. Scott's a great guy. Yeah, the Digitech can add a bass line from what I've seen and heard. Yes, Sonia, it can. It could definitely do that. I don't remember that one. It would be add a bass to whatever you're playing. Yeah, it does. What it does, Dragon Model, what it does, it'll take your chord progression. So, let's say if you're doing a chord from... When you hit as you arm this and as you're playing it, it's sensing your timing. And then when you hit the switch again to play, it's going to come up with a variation to closely match what you're doing. But it'll sense that root note. So we have a D to a C to a G. So you'll hear that bass line do a D, C, and G. And then on the Trio Plus, there's a button where you can add 3 different variations of your bass line. Me personally, I don't use that function because I have my bass pedal right here. So let's say, here. Let's say I wanted to add something like this, and I'll just do this right on the fly here. So there's my loop. Now if I want to add bass, this is what I'll be able to do with this. And here's my bass. That's what I like about this RP360. And here it is. Now, guys and gals out there, none of this will ever replace a live band. It'll come close to being able to play live and have a live band accompaniment, but it's never going to replace a live band. I don't care what they do. I've got the Roland GR55 guitar synth. It's amazing. It'll never ever replace the real deal out there, but the real deal costs a lot of money. And, now places don't back again, my friends. Yeah. And you know what, Dragon Model, we do have a bass. Deb's got a BC Rich Warlock bass that is awesome. I'll bust that out one of these days. Dragon Model, I think someone just put a video, let's see, of that. Might be in the blues, yeah. You can make some things with it. That's cool. Yeah, see, oh yeah. Oh, okay, so... Yeah, see, oh yeah. Oh, okay, so here's the thing with these Wazzy pedals, right? Okay, I'm sure... Well, okay. I don't want to go off on tangents because it's very easy for me to do, unfortunately, and I apologize about that. But, okay, so here's one of the ads. Oh God. Okay. And okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this, and I hope there's your Wazzy Craft. These are all the Wazzy Craft pedals. I used to have this pedal when it first came out back in 1982. That's how I found out about doing all that spaceship sound and all that crazy stuff, you know. But this Dimension C, it's not new, and I know they'll say it's a reversion and maybe a little bit more improved than the first. Because I remember when this came out and they had these switches. Okay. So here's your metal zone, and I don't know if you can see the price. I hope I'm not, blurring it out. It's $149. WaziCraft. Okay, and the Blues driver is also $149. WaziCraft. Okay, made in Japan, and there's its difference. So here is the metal zone and the Blues pedal for 99 bucks. Okay, so I'm not saying anything bad about it one way or another. If you want to spend the extra 50 bucks and get something, authentically made in Japan, absolutely go for it. If you don't have that extra 50 bucks, if you want to save up for it, go ahead and do that. But, don't let someone tell you, well, you need to get to WaziCraft because no one's going to listen to you or whatever excuse they come up with. It's like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Now, this is the box that my old DOD, my phase shifter came in. It's all, it says DOD America's pedal. And that's like one of the last of the USA made DOD pedals. So let's see if I can catch up with some of these chats. So Groovy Groovy, take care, man. If you guys have to take off, I understand because we're getting ready to wrap this up. But I do want to play that jazzy number real quick for you. You have a great day too, Groovy Groovy. You take care of yourself and get better, buddy. Has anyone heard of the new Boss Waza pedal? Okay, so yeah, Dragon model. Okay, yeah, they're made in Japan, just like Ibanez guitars used to be made in Japan. And I've said this before with Ibanez. My first good guitar, really good guitar, was a 1978 Ibanez Artist I bought used for 350 bucks, 1979. That's when I bought mine. But there's a video of a 1968 Ibanez. There's a copy of an ES-175, big jazz box. It has an upgrade with black P90 pickups on it. So obviously Ibanez goes back a lot further. And they probably started their company in maybe 1965, maybe, or 66. Because over in Japan things could be different. But it does take a while for a company to go from an idea to now brick and mortar. So now we're starting to produce products. It does take time, So the company's been around for a long time, and that's why I will continue to do my dedication to Ibanez guitars. I like them. I would be honored to do an endorsement deal with them, and if they want to send me guitars for that, if they don't, that's fine. I play the stuff that I really like, and that's why I give the shout outs to them, because I really like their products. I'm not there's hundreds of companies out there, and if I wanted to jump on bandwagons and jump on people's coattails, I guess I could, but that's really not my personality. I'll play the things that I like and what works for me. And I'm not out to cut other companies down, but I'm not going to be phony about it. I can't. It's not me, Okay, so you can make something with that. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to catch up on the chats here. Oh, you like the tangents? Well, thanks. Again, it comes from all these years of experiences. That's basically what it comes from. Some good, some bad, right? Everyone's got them. That's it. I actually use a metal zone and a tube driver. Yeah, there you go. And you can use them in conjunction with each other, or one could be one could be like the crunch rhythm, and here's the lead rhythm. Everything works differently on different amps too. Another good guy that I like watching his videos is Robert's Guitar Dungeon. And he's got some really cool stuff. Plus, the fact that he worked retail, he's got good insight on how everything really works in retail. He's got a really good video on used gear, man. And it makes sense. I used to work in a pawn shop years in the early 1990s. Man, people would come in with some real expensive stuff, guitar-wise, and they may only get $100 for it. That is it. Gibson Les Paul Custom, $100. No, one guy he got 200. Yeah, on a loan, or you could either pawn it or you could sell it. But one guy he only got $100. Sad. Let's see. Oh, you found an older one on eBay. I recommend doing that over the. Yeah, yep. Same here, man. You don't know what you're gonna find. You'll find some really cool stuff. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Great craftsman. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's great craftsmen everywhere, man. Great. You'd be surprised. You know what it is? They're great craftsmen everywhere, and just because we haven't heard of them doesn't mean they're not great. Sometimes in business, people, they're fighting for that same market, and it's all about, I got more money than you, so you're out of the way. It's like climbing to the top of the hill and pulling this person down and that person down, and it's brutal out there, man. But it really is proof. What my wife had said to my friend, if you've got money, it's going to help you. It really will. Because, put it this way, the more money you have, you'll have friends. When you have no money, then you'll find who your true friends are. But how business is, yeah, everyone's going to buddy up to you. It's just like people who've got a gazillion subscribers, right? Everyone wants to buddy up to them, and there's nothing wrong with that when you want to build your channel. We all do that. But do it with respect and honesty, because companies, smart companies that are in this for the long haul, they could sense when someone's trying to ride the coattails, and they'll only be in it as long as they get somewhere, and then as long as they're there, someone else says, oh, come over by me, then they drop that person, they go over there. That's when companies start really fishing people out, and they'll say, hey, this guy, watch this guy, because I've shared some secrets with him, because I really thought he was going to be a dedicated guy, and he left. Now he's telling this person. And at these trade shows, sometimes you run into the engineers, and they'll talk about certain things, and that's, when you sit down and listen, and while they're doing this, the ears are open. So basically, companies will watch that. An old tactic in business is you have the meeting, and if someone's got a brilliant idea, and they're young, inexperienced, but they got this great idea, young, inexperienced, and very little money, but they like to talk, and they like to drink. Hey, come on over. We're gonna buy this guy around, Let's talk. And they sit, and they listen, and they sit at the edge of their seats, and they'll compliment you, pat you on the back, and next thing you know, they'll string you out. This is exactly what happened to a friend of mine. And he kept going back to NAM, kept going back to NAM, kept going back to NAM. Nothing wrong with NAM. It's a great experience. As an inventor, as a guitar builder, an amp builder, effect builder, whatever it is you're building, be very careful what information you give out. Because then these people will keep inviting you back. And next year, invite you back. And next year, invite you back. And could you guys see what's happening here? Every time you go back there, it costs you money. Hotel, airfare. If you're going to have a booth, I don't know what the cost is now. But I could tell you, when my wife was going to NAM, she had a booth, and this is the early 90s. It was $2,500 for her booth. And okay, granted, that's for the week. But think about this, guys. You're selling business to business. I think only 1 year or maybe a couple years it was open to the public, but usually it's not. And it's business to business, business to business. Okay? And you're trying to hope that you could get your product in a music store, or maybe another company's going to buy into your company and help you out. Because when you start advertising in the magazines, that costs money. Your booth costs money. Your hotels cost money. The more gear you bring out, have you ever put stuff on an airplane in the baggage compartment, as cargo, how expensive that is? So it's money, drain, and when people talk, you got an idea, you're running out of money. Now you're running out of money to a point where your patent is going to expire, and now you don't have the money to renew your patent, And now, yeah, I'm sure there's a grace period. I don't know exactly how that works because I personally never done it, but I know people who have. There might be a grace period, but it may be very little. And a company sees your idea, they like it, they wait for you to lose money or run out of money. You cannot afford to renew that patent, and bam, they pounce. And boy, it's really sad to see what happens, but it happens. And it's tough. It's very, very brutal out there. So my whole point is, when people would tell me, no, Dave, when you say it's money, it's not the people or how talent does help. Knowing people does help. Don't get me wrong. But when you have money to back all this up, you don't need these people because you become that person that you will need. It's a person with money. So therefore, if you take command, you take control of your destiny, none of these people can tell you anything. They might talk about you behind your back. They might try to discourage you, but they start seeing you making progress and moving forward, constantly moving forward, then they can't take you down. It's, as long as you're smart with your money. I hope that kind of helps people out there, because I know there's people with great expectations of doing this as a living, and it is a great life, and it's fun. The old saying is, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But it's brutal out there. You have to be aware. I'm so far behind the chats. And I'm not the only person. My experience is very little compared to some of these people that are out there with just years of experience. I just have a lot of experience in the gigging world. That's the gigging, rehearsal, the rejection world, kept moving forward, man, because I just have such a passion for it. I love what I do, And when I do these live gigs and there's hardly anybody there, or I'm up against the wall, I can hardly move, whatever, in my mind, I'm on the Coliseum, I'm on that big stage. And I know it sounds crazy for some, and they might say, oh, that sounds childish or whatever, but think of it in terms like this. A salesperson, when they're trying to sell a product, they are not going to tell you all the negative things on that product, because no one's going to buy it. They're going to tell you everything positive, and then they're going to spice it up to get you to buy it. Well, it's the same thing when you're performing. At that moment, it's not ego. It's playing with confidence and trying to put on a kick-ass show because you love what you're doing, and there's people out there who like it, and maybe there is going to be people who like what you're doing. Maybe they're not there at that time, but I guarantee there might be one person that says, wow, this guy did a 4-hour show. There's I'm the only person here. It's dead tonight, but he played like it was a packed house. I know if I take this guy to Vegas or he's going to have that same energy. And I know I'm going to be able to, win with this guy or this girl or whatever the case might be. But if you play with passion, people are going to notice it. Again, it comes from loving what you do, right? But again, let's see. I thought it was 2248, almost the same. See, I'm so big bucks for rehearsed versions of old products. Yeah, well, I sold a couple of my pedals to a guy that from Romania or somewhere. So a couple of my DoD pedals. That's how I bought that Yamaha X10 or THR 10C. Guy gave me $80 for two American made. They were USA made, old from the 80s. DoD pedals. Basically, and in so many words, he told me he's gonna take it apart, take out the chips, repackage it, work with those chips, and now he's got a new line of vintage boutique pedals. Who takes apart a pedal to look at the licensing on it? You know what I mean? Let's see. I prefer a lesser expensive alternatives. Yeah, so do I. Here's the deal, guys. If you can make something cheap sound good, then it's going to sound good. That's all there is to it. And again, when I started playing, I had nowhere near what we have now. And so have a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are a lot older than me, and you come from those days. With Tedesco, Del Rey guitars, little cheap pawn shop guitars with crappy pickups. amps with no effects on it, not even reverb. Hunter, how are you doing, my friend? I know I'm drastically maybe maybe I'm caught up. So, okay, so basically, how to get a really good mellow tone out of a shred machine, right? So the secret is use your neck pickup, and okay, sometimes when you're playing your high strings, you might get like too much of a trebly tone, so you back down on your tone knob. And even though I use a 1mm pick, when you strike the string, strike it a little bit softer. Now there I'm using my middle finger and the pick. Now if I take my tone all the way down, which that's all the way down. Now here's where legato playing could come in handy, so you don't get the pick attack. I'm not really... Alright, we're live again. Sorry guys. Let's see. I found a great slot head, acoustic for a great deal. Yeah, see, people have... Jason Wade, how you doing, my friend? People have the assumption that only slotted peg heads are classical guitars, but no, you have a lot of steel strings. And if you've seen a classical guitar, you know, that's what they call it, slotted peg heads, yeah. Deb's doing great. Yeah, my guitar has a neck pickup, but it's not even connected. Oh, I had a guitar like that. Yeah. I'm just basically playing mellow. That's really what it comes from, you know? Attacking the strings nice and soft, you know? So the piece of music that I had, let's see if I can find it now. Okay, wrong one. Let's see. Always something. Always something. Maybe it's back here. I know I locked it in here. Ugh. Okay. So basically, it's real simple rhythm, and I'm basing it off of let's see. I think I'm doing F minor 7. No, I'm doing A sharp minor 7. F minor 7. So A sharp minor 7. F minor 7. My chord change, it goes a half step up to a F sharp major 7. Then back to F minor 7, F sharp major 7, F minor 7, then E major 7, E flat or D sharp minor 7, back to E major 7, I call it D sharp minor 7, and I'm right back in the same position to do my A sharp minor 7. Real simple stuff. But so what I did was started to do melodies on my low strings. And okay, so if you take your blues box, the best way I could help a person get out of the blues box, because everyone likes to solo on the high strings, right? Now I'm on my 8th fret position, and you know our blues box, 8, 11 with the pinky, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 11. So 8, 9, 11, 8, 10, 11. Just that little variation with fingers. This is where you can start making a blues box sound really, really melodic. And you don't have to worry about going over the scale or trying to shred it. If you want it, that's fine. But for something very emotional. And I just slid my 10th fret up to 12th fret. Now I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, because this, when I come into my chord progression here, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, my F. Now I'll play it to the track, but I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. I open up this song with this melody. I'm on my A and my D string. Okay, so the reason why I do is slide, because it's a little bit more emotional. So it's basically that, around in that type of melody. Now, when I come to my chord change, it's this F major, F sharp major 7. I never really think in terms of theory as far as this scale, that mode. I look at my chord shape, and right within there I could see an arpeggiated melody. So I'm taking part of my chord, da da da, but I'm going to eliminate this. And I come down, because it's part of this chord. So I'm doing 9th fret A string, 11th fret D string, 10th fret G string, 11th fret on the B string. That's the chord. So that's my melody. I hope this makes sense to everybody. You know, sometimes when I open up DB guitar jams, I'm really good in depth so that people could really understand what's going on. I'll have it where you could see exactly what's going on. But so this is how I just again came up with this melody. To me it just sounds good. So let's see what happens. Okay. So it's something that's really simple, but it's very effective emotionally. So so I hope that you get a little something out of that, guys. I love to do the shred thing, but I also love playing the style as well. And honestly, because of that, I was able to get so much work, and in conjunction with the classical and the flamenco guitar, and I'm having fun. And I think that's really what it comes down to. If you have fun with what you're doing, you never have to worry about chasing stars or having people cut you down or try to make you feel like you're not good enough or whatever. I don't understand people like that, because there's something for everybody. Everyone's got something unique out there. So I hope that has helped. Sometimes I forget the things I was going to say. Yeah, what drives me. Oh, I got to touch base real quick with this before I go. Have you guys ever heard this terminology? I've seen this posted on Craigslist once. And this came from a bar owner, that it's our job as musicians to sell liquor. Okay. And at first I thought, well, maybe the guy's got something there. But then I thought, whoa, wait a minute, hold it. We're musicians, we're not bartenders. We're to help them sell. But it's not up to us, because you'll have people that's underage. This guy that made this comment, he's got to watch what he says, because then if he has a band come in and someone happens to be 19 years old and they go, yeah, you're selling liquor. Oh, really? And then something were to happen just on the basis of that statement, and someone leaves and they get into an accident drunk, and they heard someone say, the bartender, the owner of the place says, yep, that's their job, is to help me sell liquor, or that's their job to sell liquor, and the 19-year-old says, yep, I'm here to sell liquor, and then the last person that leaves gets into it. You don't understand what could happen. That's why it's so important to watch what you say. So when this guy is saying this, I'm thinking, this guy's got to be real careful, because you got somebody that's got a lot of money, and someone gets into an accident, and they start, especially if there's a fatality, then they start going after everybody, and they'll say, hey, and then, especially if you got it on Craigslist, and even if he takes it down, someone says, they post it, share this to this person, share that to, now it's got, that statement is out to everybody, and it's something that you got to be careful of what you say, because it could come back and haunt you. So we're in the business to entertain people, and if we can bring a crowd into their establishment, we can. It's fine. If not, okay, that's up to that person. He's in business, he or she's in the business to make money. I understand that. But that's their establishment. That's not our establishment. That's they are in charge to talk with their beer vendors and all that. They're the ones with the liquor license, not us. And you've got to be very careful what you agree to and what you say, because it can come back to haunt you. I just don't want people to see good people like you out there get in trouble. Yeah, we got a good rain last night too. Yeah, it rains down here in Florida, man, a lot. Booze and t-shirts. See, again, I go blabbing and I lose myself. Plenty of rain in my neck of the woods. Yeah. Yeah, we do have our merchandise, and again, we're ordering a shirt from the Joe Winch Project, and yeah, subscribe to Joe Winch, buy his merchandise, and we have ours, and I really appreciate his help. He's a good guy, he's a great guitar player, and that's why I like giving out the shout outs, like all you guys, sub to everybody, you're great people out there. Let's see it. As I heard about all the rain in a lot of places, yeah. We see what's happening, guys, is that we're getting the remnants of the hurricane, and a lot of you guys, I don't know exactly where you're at. I think Sonia's in Texas. EJ's Guitar Jams, I definitely want to get on his channel. He's gonna, we'll connect and do a hangouts, and then when I get access to a laptop where I could dedicate it directly to that, then I'm gonna start interviewing all you guys, and then I'll start seeing if I could contact the people I played with before. See if I could do a hangout interview with them. I know I did a show with Joe Stump. This is about, I think it was in 2013 or 14 or something like that. See if I could do a hangout with Joe Stump. He's pretty big up there. Great guitar player. He's a professor over at Berklee College of Music, so he's a phenomenal guitarist, phenomenal person, phenomenal guy, phenomenal musician, and as well as get in touch with a few other people, that I cannot say yes, and I cannot reveal exactly who, but see if I could contact. I did share this with when we were down in Mexico, and Guitar Hacks Chat. This is one I found this in our archives. We were down in Mexico, That's Michael Anthony from Van Halen, and we did a little bit of a hangout with him. I was playing poolside, and he happened to be in the pool. My wife and all my friends were in the pool, and swimming in the pool. Then was Michael Anthony, and of course everyone wants to rush him and ask him about Van Halen. He didn't want to talk about it, and I said, I'm not going to ask you about Van Halen. We all know what it's like playing in a band and things go a little bit south. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Joe Winch is cool. Yeah, let's see. We're back live again. Sorry about that, guys. Just freezes up. I think Dale Palmer. Okay, yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, so, Dale Palmer, you're in Western New York. Yeah. Dragon Model in Southern California. Let's see. So, yeah, see, I like Joe Winch. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I had someone contact me, and I think it was, I forget, I'm so sorry about this, but somebody contacted me, so they couldn't, they tried to send me another like, and the bell didn't go off on my channel, so I don't know, so I think something goes on with YouTube. Oh, yeah, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. And then Cozumel, Mexico. Let's see, twice we played on the cruise ship. Just as a not as a guest, but they have a talent show there, and we happen to be on there. The guitar's with me, we do the show. One of them, let's see, it was the Royal Caribbean Voyager of the Seas. It was 2001, and then I can't remember, was it 2006? The Costa Mediterranean. And on that stage, the stage rose up from underground. That was cool. Yeah, I'd give a like, but that sucks. Yeah, I don't know what goes on with YouTube. Yeah. Oh yeah. So just if you guys give a thumbs up and a like, and I appreciate it. So we all do appreciate it. But I think there's something that does go on. You got people that troll, and the trolls that I know I have actually live down here. And it's not one of our YouTuber friends that came to see me at the Blue Monkey. It's not him. He's a great guy. These are people that wanted to put a band together with me. And actually, it's two separate people. And our time didn't work, and I had all these gigs. And, I got bills to pay too, and they didn't understand. So they took it personal. Next thing you know, they're leaving 30 messages on my phone and all this other stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do I have to bring out the pacifiers, the diaper wipies, and all this other stuff? Everyone's got to, So those are the people I actually have down. Those are the people I actually have down here. That's up to them. They live their life the way they want to, and I might have something with maybe. Well, I did have a situation where I took my business card. I gave the business card to this lady, to do a gig. Wow, she goes, that looks pretty cool, yeah. And she's stringing me out, playing games with me, and I'm catching her game, And I went to get my business card back, and I did it in an area away from her guest. And when I asked for the card back, and I said, there's a misprint on the phone number. So I figured, someone else could get this card. That costs us money, right? So she goes by where all her guests were to hand me the card, and in front of her guests, I said, okay. I said, listen, sorry, miss, but if you're going to be biased, I'm not interested in playing here. If you're going to be biased, sorry, we can't do business. And I took my card and said, have a good day. And she never heard from me. Her mouth dropped. Like that was the first time that she got rejected. And I did it in a very politeful way. But I'm not going to waste time with people that want to make you... See, listen, for anyone out there that want to do gigs, we have to respect the club owners. They have overhead, and we understand that. We have good club owners down here. Those are the names I'll mention. The Corte Bistro. We got Tarpon Lodge. We got Rusty's. We got Amvets 81, Anchor Inn, the Blue Monkey, Old Soul Brewing, Orioles, and there's a few others I got. Those are the names I mentioned because those are good people. I'll always help support them. Give them the names. Hey, when you come down here, check these places out. The bad people, I'm not going to mention their name because I'm not out to bash anybody. But when you got bad people, don't let them feel like you got to crawl and beg a gig. Forget that, man. They're on an ego trip, and I say bye. You're stuck to that building. I'm not. I could go across the street to your competitor. I could go outside. As long as I get the permit, I could go outside, and then the person that's over here that's been treating me bad, I ignore them. The person over here that said, sorry, Dave, we don't have live entertainment. Okay, you're honest with me, and I appreciate that. Hey, Do you have any of your flyers? Let's see, your menus or your drink specials. Yeah, I'll put them outside as I'm playing, so that as I'm playing my music, and then I'm helping this person, even though they're not giving me a gig, they don't hire, but they're being honest and they're being kind to me. I'll help them out. And then the guy over here that jacked me around, he's looking out the window with his binoculars. He's getting all PO'd. He'll send one of his waitresses. Hey, do you think that maybe here's one of our menus? Would you like to spotlight our menu? Oh, that's nice. Sorry. Have a good day. I'm not gonna give them business. I'm not gonna give them business. I'm not gonna solicit them. I'm not gonna cut them down. I'm not gonna bash them. If a person says, I think I want to go over there, I says, hey, that's fine. You go ahead. I'm sure they're good people. But for me, no way. That is how you get. And I'm saying it's not revenge, guys. But if this is how you avoid trouble, and this is how you just totally cut them off 100%. And then if they want to redeem themselves, and everybody can redeem them. Everyone, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But if they want to redeem themselves, listen, I want to work this out with you, and I apologize, or whatever. That's fine. You don't have to say anymore. That's fine. You're feeling bad. We'll work with this, okay? And we'll try to make this work, And I'll work with your budget. But I've had a few people down here in person. I told them exactly what I thought. Looked them right in the eye, and I said, you know what? I respect you, but I'm not going to kiss your butt. And that's just the way it's going to work with me. And if you want to shoot me, feed me to the alligators, okay. But you know what? At least I'm going to stand my ground, because you shouldn't be biased. There's a guy that's down here. He's shooting himself in the foot. He's losing business, and he could regain business. But he's got people that work for him. They can't even get gigs down here, because he's like this is my world. You got to do this, that, and the other. Wait a minute. We've been down here 1 year. We've done over 160 gigs, and I'm real grateful, and I'm grateful for that, and I have no problem for someone to say, Dave, you're still kind of new down here, so we're going to have to put you on list, and you'll be 999. That's fine. You're being honest with me. That's all I ask. But when these people, like this guy had me in his office, you cannot have a duo. You have to have this. Oh, we'll put you in this band. Yeah, what about my vocalist, Mike? He's a great guy. We work great together. I want to help us out. Well, no, you got to have a band, because they're not going to well, me not going to have a band. Some people don't, they want to see a band, but there's other people, they don't care as long as they're being entertained. The people that work 50 and 60 hours a week that come in and buy the tickets. They buy the pretzels, the beer, the hot dogs, hardworking people. Those are the people I respect. The biased people that run around, bye. And then when I told them, I said, look, I could get the permits, and I could call what it would cost to rent the property, get the permit, call the people for the porta potties, because you got to have that. You got to have the EMS, the emergency people, paramedics, how much does it cost for them, and put on my own festival. And he's over, oh, no, you can't do that. I said, what do you mean I can't do that? All I got to do is talk to whoever owns the property. If it's sitting vacant and they need to make money, and I come in and I say, hey, Joe Schmo, how much? Okay, X amount of dollars. Okay, here it is, 10, 20, 30, whatever it is. You mean to tell me he's going to say no? I get the permit, I get the okay from the town, get the porta potties, the emergency responders out. It's a win-win. No, this guy's going to cry on the sidelines, because he's going to figure out, hey, this dude just stepped over my head. I'm not trying to do that to be belligerent, but don't choke people as they're trying to, have an opportunity for themselves. This actually happened to a company down here. A guy left. He pulled up his shop. He had a great restaurant. He was doing real good. All the other surrounding restaurants got together and they ousted him. And the same guy I had the conversation with tells me it was a noise ordinance. I said, no, it wasn't a noise. I pull it up. It's right on the news, right up on YouTube. He got ousted. And see, when I told him I used to do HVAC, and my wife used to do custom oak stairs, and we used to do construction up in Illinois, we would have to deal with the city inspectors. So of course we're going to know where to go to get permits. When I told him that shut him down real quick. He realized that he couldn't BS me. And he didn't have to, Now, if he would have said to me, this is how simple this is. Dave, you're new down here. and we'll have to put you and Mike on a waiting list. And it's just we just have so many musicians, and that's just how it is. So, are you okay with that? I said, Mr. So and So, I have no problem with that. Let's put it on the calendar for October 31st, 2023. That's fine. We got it on the calendar. Good to go. If we move up a couple of years, that's fine. But I have no problem with that. But don't string me out and tell me BS stories like I'm some little kid. This is what people do. They see you got long hair, you're a guitar player, automatically they think you're stupid, and that's the biggest mistake people will make, is judging the book by the cover. Because then when they find out that so-and-so's got X amount of experience behind them, and when you're able to shut them down with facts, they get mad. And then we leave, and he's got his showroom with the guitars, the basses, the PA, the drums, the effect pedals, the strings, the accessories. And if this guy thinks I'm going to give him my business after he's giving me bullshit stories, I'm going to say, oh no, sorry. I'll go around to your competitor. And I think that's why he's having a hard time. I hate to see him go out of business. I think he could have something great. But that's up to him, Anyways, my friends, that was story time. I really appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are just great community here. We love all you guys. This is like the guitar family. We want to see it grow. We want everyone to sub to each other's channels. You guys are just super cool, super fantastic. We are on the platform of, I think, like a new revolution of the music business. Whether you take it as a business or you just take your passion for fun and you don't care about making any money, you just want to go out and play. It inspires people. And all of you guys inspire me, because I'll watch your videos, and I'll leave comments when I can, because my time schedule's been getting real short and busy season's starting to hit. But I watch you guys' videos, and man, I really like them. They inspire me. So I think you guys are super cool. You guys totally rock. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Rockin' Dave. We'll see if we could be live on Wednesday. I gotta find out what's happening, but I'll let you guys. I'll put up a ad to let you know if I'll be live. But until then, you guys stay safe. Always desire to inspire. Hold the doors of opportunity open for others. Let them in. Help each other out, and watch our channel grow. Watch our platform grow. Until next time, you stay safe out there, keeping it real. God bless you guys. Rock and roll, my friends. Take care. So long.